injured here, 53, Esta Province, blue team. It's Jamona as an Apothecary support commander that fights in melee combat by default, begins with a targeted heal and a passive health regeneration aura alongside. The Great Cornholio is a plague champion, starts off range combat armed with a damage over time bolter, can get melee weapon and some decent utility, and support can build turrets and repair, but it is very slow. Alongside and rounding off the blue team is Unelmat as a Techmarine, starts off range combat, puts out some good damage, can also support with structures and repair, wade into melee combat too. Red team, Vinghow is a Warboss, a melee commander that can walk through objects on regular offense, disruption and support. This is the Blood Axes elite scheme. Alongside maximumbk as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting commander that fights range combat. Lots of great harassment and capping potential with some awesome control abilities too. It's fighting the Plague Champion in the mid, and rounding off the teams is Rostam 313 as an Ordo Malleus brother captain, durable commander that walks through objects and cannot be suppressed. Some really good offense and support fights in melee combat. Fighting on this east side against the Techmarine, you see those strike squad models forcing melee combat on the tactical marines who are backing away their west side. It's Warboss versus Apothecary. Apothecary was off the field, I guess, is coming back onto it, throws his heel on those tactical marines who are behind the light cover of this little fence here. Double shooters behind heavy cover of those sandbags. Brother captain now going to tie up this Techmarine. The rest of his forces split up here. Warp Spider Exarch is on capping duty. Stormtroopers were forced off by the sheer weight of fire, I think, from the Techmarine and the tactical marines who had to duck into the building. These guys lost a model from that strike squad melee, and here we have an incinerator forcing melee combat though they are. I'm not sure how the incinerator stacks up in terms of melee damage. 12 melee DPS. Don't think this is as much as the other models with their halberds. Triple cap here early on from red team. Orks backing away, but here comes the Warboss to push the line forward. And the Orks can follow behind. Sniper scouts getting shots in. They will do big chunks of damage to that Warboss. Sniper is doing really good damage to commander armor, which is what heroes wear. Unless you're a Terminator Force Commander, of course. Double scouts from Jamona. I think double shotguns would have been a little bit better over here. Double shotguns is pretty damn awesome when played well, I think, in a team game, because it's more likely that all of your units will be together fighting, and those double shotguns can make a huge impact. Plague Champion taking shots at this brother captain. Damage over time bolter can do some serious work to single entities. All that damage over time stacking on a single thing, and the regular shots coming in, of course, before the damage over time takes effect. Builds up. These guys are not shooting. Stormtroopers considering their life options before they take shots at this node, I think. Oh, some more Stormtroopers here from Rostam. Wow, dropping models like flies to the combined bolter fire of the Tech Marines and the Tactical Marines there. Now they're able to take shots from a really safe place against that little power bash, but a node does go down. Howling Banshees on the field for maximumbk into a Shuriken. Shuriken being shut down by the Noise Marines though. Banshees are in there. There's the cacophony. And some Nurgle worship to help them out too. Noise Marines can be superbly effective against Eldar. They usually want Rangers around to combat them. Not only can they take shots way outside the Noise Marines range, but they can also knock them down with that kinetic pulse thing, allowing Banshees to get in, or at least helping them to get in. Cacophony can still do nasty things. Banshees doing a really good job there, forcing the Chaos Space Marines off. Unlucky not to get a model off them really, and Heretics can respond with a Doom Blast and some melee attacks. Shuriken though back in play. Don't think the Noise Marines can get close enough to do that again. There's a suppression. The Noise Marines will finish their firing cycle, and then they'll be suppressed and no longer, well, they will take a long time to fire again. Their cooldown increased by 20 times by the effects of suppression. Weapon cooldown, that is. See how these Purgation do alongside the extra incinerator of these Strike Squad. Strike Squad back at base right now. There's the brother captain, causing so much problems early on, and with the Nemesis Force Sword he will get the increased speed from We Are the Hammer. In 2.5, of course, they do not give the increased speed to the brother captain when he uses his default We Are the Hammer but this sword improves it. He only gets the damage reduction from Weird Hammer in its default state, which is still pretty damn good. Makes him even more difficult to force off. With the increased speed, he was pretty monstrous in those first engagements when he had that +1 speed and 15% damage reduction. He might go down in retreat perhaps. Techmarine trying to kick him to death, but doesn't quite turn out as he would have hoped. Devastators coming into play and saving models of this tactical marines. You would think would have at least lost one model, I believe. These scouts did not have a shotgun to weigh in there. Devastator's in the right place at the right time, but the warps the Rex up, teleporting in and ties them up as he often does. Double sniper scouts here for Jamona, and we have Devastators also to try and control this Warboss. He does have Storm Boys in response, forced off though at the moment. There is quite a lot of space on this west side to kind of get around, set up teams if you spot them early enough. Commander Nob can do some really nasty things with his infiltration and that kind of stuff. Burning down gens are these sluggers with their burners. That's what they're there for. We have big shooters on both of the shooter boys, but no Nob leader. Are they going to get this other generator? No. It's actually being built. Noise Marines coming over to this west side to help out, but it looks like Jamona has thrown a really bad purification vials on retreat. We did force off the Orks, dealt with them relatively easily once he spotted them bashing power there. Oh, red team getting some gens up on his side. But there's a Techmarine and Devastators who are going to shoot it down, I guess. There we go. Devastators, are you going to shoot it? Nope. They don't want to shoot it. Purgation capping mid. Brother Captain on the prowl. He's still level 1. Everyone going tier 2. Looks like maximumbk was the first to go, but did lose his shuriken cannon at some point. Completely missed that. I guess it was in the mid against the Plague Champion's army. There's Cacophony again, making sure to get his Noise Marines in a clear place so they don't knock down allied units. And as soon as I say that, here comes some heretics being knocked down, and CSM go down in retreat. They were hit by a grenade, I think. I'm not sure what the hell did that. I thought they were hit by a grenade and then finished off by the Warboss, but the Dire Avengers are back at base. Maybe they threw it and ran off? Not sure, was not paying attention. Or was it something the Warp Spider did? He can do some really tricky things. Either way, Cornholio down. A CSM squad goes straight into Plague Marines here. Such a good generalist choice. They were nerfed slightly in 2.5. Their damage over time from the bolters decreased a little bit. From, I think it was 1.35 per second over 5 seconds to 1. Falcon on the field for maximumbk, so those Plague Marines could have an instant impact here. Oh, Black Grenade's thrown out. And a war gear I very, very rarely use for my Plague Champion. It's really cool when it works, but you're not guaranteed to get those really good hits with it, and I much rather take the always incredibly useful Mucus Discharge war gear. Falcon being aggressive as it needs to be, shooting down those scout models. Not sure why they're sitting here. I guess they only lost one model, that's alright. Shooter boys with their Nob leader now. Do both of them have Nob leaders? Yes, they do. Death Dread on the field for Vinghow has dropped his sluggers at some point. Leveling up are the scouts with shotguns for Unelmat. What we're going to see from this Brother Captain. I really do enjoy the Ordo Malleus tier 2. Some really fun options in there. A good Dreadnought, Vindicator Assassin, Purifiers who are awesome to use, and that Terminate Librarian, of course. Rhino coming out in tier 2. Only 250/45. It's a really good transport vehicle right now. Also allows you to reinforce these days and begins with vehicle armor, hence being in tier 2 now. It's really awesome. Grenade Launcher, Inquisitorial Stormtroopers, both of them are. In fact, you see that little animation bug, which nobody seems to know how to fix on these guys, as you see, standing quite strangely with their Grenade Launchers as they reinforce models. I believe this bug happens. It's only an animation bug though, doesn't affect gameplay. Wraith Guard on the way for maximumbk. That could be devastating to Cornholio's army. And he's getting some Havocs, Cornholio, playing into those Wraith Guard a bit more. Obviously, he doesn't know they're on the way. Brother Captain gets into melee with Devastators using the Nemesis 4 sword, which does 40 power melee DPS, which is not to be sniffed at. Took a model off those Devastators, I think, unless they already had two. And it's an element pushing against the power with a Dreadnought. Rostam is going to need some AV. He's got the Las Cannon Rhino. Whenever I get a Rhino, I always get the Heavy Bolter on it because I'm facing loads of infantry, and then a vehicle pops up immediately. And I regret my purchase. Stormboys on the field with their very scary Nob leader there. A heavy melee, huge axe, or whatever the Orks would call it. Howling Banshees leveling to 2 with their Exarch and Aspect of Strength. They're going to duck into the Falcon. Yes, they are. Bundling in, and then they can run, or rather drive, up to the power maybe? No, it's going to the west side. Going to support the Ork. Because Cornholio's here fighting too, I guess. Oh, he has the Plague Fist, Fetid, and Black Grenades. An odd combo. We'll see how it works out for him. If he's fighting the Banshees, say, in melee combat, he can throw the grenades at his feet, so they won't do a whole lot of damage to him compared to an entire squad of Banshees if they get caught in it. Stone Guard veterans on the field for Jamona. Looks like he called these guys in and instantly upgraded them to Stone Guard. Those Devastators, though, were devastated by stick bombers. You saw Jamona throw out a heal to try and save them after the first lot detonated, but then the second lot finished them off. And the Apothecary actually went down there. Oh, Warboss goes down pretty damn quickly. Stormboys are wrecking stuff though. Plasma Cannon does get away. Nice Marines with their Blastmaster might get a good shot on this Eldar stuff. Wow, really good shot on the Banshees actually, but they're not going to be able to stay there. Wops the Rex up, teleporting in and forcing them off. These guys can reinforce off this Falcon, of course, and the Wraith Guard can pile into it. Even though they're massive, they can get into things. There's a Nurgle Shrine probably going to go down right here. Unless the Plague Champion could do something about it. Don't think he wants to fight all that though. Blue team still have this power over here. The node was knocked out, but they have 2 gens. Here comes the Las Cannon Rhino, desperately in need of repairs. Rostam did drop one of his Stormtroopers. Now has a Vindicator Assassin though. Elite Sniper Infantry, Sub-Commander type dude. Big bursty damage and can synergize incredibly well with the Grey Knight damage buffs that you can get. The Mind Blades from the Global Bar, of course. The Shrouding buff from the Terminator Librarian. His target acquired was reworked. It no longer gives him a 50% damage buff, which led to insane damage shots when it's stacked with the other Grey Knight buffs. Now it just gives him, I think, plus 10 weapon range, and also, oh, down goes the Rhino. And also tags targets he shoots with it, so that they remain visible to you for, I think, 10 seconds or something after he shoots them. So it gives them a little bit of utility. 393 to 254 on the VPs. It's a 2-1 for red. Rostam looking a little bit thin. And doesn't have a really good way to deal with this Dreadnought. Purgation do have their side cannons. Does have the Vindicare, but is that enough? He has no way to slow it down, kind of thing. Which I guess the Grey Knights lack until tier 3, when they can get the crack for the crack grenade for the interceptors. In fact, I'm not sure if that thing even slows down vehicles anymore. I think it just does a flat chunk of damage these days. So maybe they don't have any vehicle snares whatsoever, unless I'm missing something. I always miss something. Apothecary level 2 has combat stims and those purification vials. Haven't seen a really good throw from those things. Oh, they do have a beacon up over here though. Looks like it's not been activated by Jamona because he ran past it instead of retreating back to it. Falcon being repaired. maximumbk now starting to have a real impact using his army in a very mobile way alongside this Falcon. Helped out on the west side, is now coming to bash this east side. Oh, multi-melter Dreadnought. Incredibly powerful weapon at short range. Look at that, exploding that Spirit Seer Warlock type fella. Would stun those Wraith Guard and instantly made them retreat out. Side cannons all around. Vindicator Assassin using its turbo penetrator rounds to take shots at that Dreadnought. Purgation dropping a model, which of course reduces their damage by a third. since each model carries a weapon. Dreadnought took a hell of a lot of damage there from the Falcon and the Grey Knight stuff, but does get out of there with some needed repairs. These scouts sticking together, one of them capping. Could do with some repair support over here, I think, on Unelmat. Not sure if Jamona's going to go all the way over there, though. Chaos Predator on the field for the Great Cornholio. Blastmaster continuing to be really annoying. There's a jump, goes for the plasma cannon. These guys already pretty low, though. Haven't seen... Oh, I was going to say we haven't seen any Warboss buffs, but he just put it on himself there. That's the Odd Boys buff, making the Warboss incredibly difficult to deal with. Has that Power Claw also. And Angry Bits. I guess he's used Now I'm Angry already, or he'd be using it right now to get that health regen. A lot of work done here by the Warboss. Hell of a lot of work. I think he's going to lose his Noise Marines here. Cornholio, he's most likely looking at something else. Looks like he's looking at the mid as he pushes through. Tank with the Mark of Corn immediately. Usually I wait until my Predator's been alive a little bit or has leveled or something before I upgrade it, because that often happens. You can lose vehicles very, very quickly in Dawn of War 2. And I usually wait for them to level if I can, unless I need something really specific before I give them upgrades. 363 to 242. Tank did not last long against the Wraith Guard and the Falcon. Oh, these guys buffed with cracked shot, as you can see. A global buff from the Warps to Exarch. I always forget what it does exactly, but it makes your range attacks better in some way. I think it just buffs damage and something else. Someone can tell us all about it in the comments, I'm sure. Or we can go check the codex. Power Blades on the Warps to Exarch. Heavy melee, 53 DPS, almost 54. He's going to chop through these heretics, I think. Yeah. And now some support, and we have that energy shield, energy field, I should say, Falcon in tier 3. Can be incredibly difficult to deal with. Does lower its speed by 1, but yeah, really tough. Oh, Paladins called in by Rostam. Gonna take out that Dreadnought pretty easily. They have heavy melee Nemesis Demon Hammers, I should say, and they can get some pretty cool upgrades. Get the Holy Grounds with their Liber Demonica, and also, oh, there it is. And also some good ranged options. They can get a Psy Cannon, wrist mounted, and an Incinerator, which can fry infantry pretty damn well. 363 to 215, kicking off on this west side. Stormboys in behind the Space Marines. It's a really bad place for them to be, and if from a Space Marines perspective, in a way, are they going to take out these Devastators with a las cannon? No, they're not. Maybe can take out this beacon. Nope, jumping after the scouts. Plague Champion retreating back to the beacon, but looks like it's going to go down here. Plague Champion wanted to fight the Stormboys, and Vinghow spotting that and backs the hell off. Why is he not attacking the beacon here? Very, very strange. He keeps it in play. Is he planning some rocks action later on, and he wants to catch a big blob of retreated stuff? Has Jamona even activated the beacon? I haven't seen him retreat back to it once. Very odd. Maybe he just deactivated it because he didn't want to get caught there. Paladin's taking a lot of damage, and there is marked target from the Techmarine. He also has a very scary plasma gun. And these guys have used their teleport, I guess, because they're not teleporting away. Tactical Marines with a plasma gun will be doing a hell of a lot of damage to those guys. Dropping models, Terminators, teleporting after them, but the Paladins do have their teleport and should be able to get away now. Oh, we have the Nemesis Warding Staff. Allows it to use the Ward ability, which you see here on the Brother Captain, reducing damage by 30%. Also gives them knockback immunity, although the Brother Captain already has it, who goes down in retreat there. 347 186 Land Red Redeemer on the field for Jamona, and this could change things dramatically on this west side. The Land Raider can be awesome on this map if you sit it over here and protect it. Although I guess that's the case with every map. Look after your Land Raider and it can win the game for you. Retreat back to it. Big close range firepower, and of course in 2.5 this thing got some big changes. No longer does it give the damage resistance aura, which it used to give. It used to give a 25% damage resistance aura, but no longer gives that. Now the flame storm cannons, I think they're called, on the side sponsons will suppress units, and they suppress them pretty damn quickly. So that's a big buff to the weaponry of the Land Raider Redeemer, but slightly less utility. Chaos Terminators on the field for the Great Cornholio, has some more Havocs up too with a las cannon. Those are some Dark Creepers for maximumbk, now have even more weapon range in 2.5. Got some other changes. They no longer get their aspect until tier 3, I believe, which gives them a damage buff and pinning fire and all that kind of thing. 326 to 170. Blue side have this west contested VP right now. Warboss moving in. Here comes a Nob squad, and if they can, they want to stay to the side or the rear of the Land Raider. You cannot get rear arm hits on it, but it does have the incredibly dangerous frag assault. There's a jump. Light grenades coming into play here from the Plague Champion. Frag assault hasn't gone off yet, I don't think. Plague Champion can deal with the Nob squad incredibly well if he uses his Bile Spear, but I don't think Cornholio is going to switch to that right here. Nob squad are running rampant, but there we see the suppression from the Flamestorm cannons. The Nob squad having to hit Frenzy to get immunity from it. Warboss just tossed aside that Plague Champion, is now level 6, and red team retake the west side. A really good push through. Here come Wraithguard. Pretty bad news for a Land Raider, especially when combined with the Eldar nuke, and maximumbk does have enough red to drop it. Vinghow has been using red on buffs, and also the Nob Frenzy. Ouch. Wow. Those Havocs deleted from the battlefield by Dark Creepers there. There's the Eldritch. Can they follow it up though? Is it too far back to follow up? I think they should be able to. Wraithguard are right there. The Falcon weighing in with fire also. Oh, but there's an orbital. This could be pretty nasty. And the Land Raider lives. The Wraithguard were able to pile into the Falcon. Actually hit some allied tactical marines, and that was it. Everything else piled into the Falcon in time and got away. Quick thinking there from maximumbk, but the Land Raider Redeemer lives. And that could be vital. That could be a game changing moment, not taking down a Land Raider there. We'll see though. Great Cornholio down to 3 units right now. Plague Marines, some plucky little heretics, and Chaos Terminators who do not have a weapon upgrade right now, which is just fine. They do a lot of damage with their Storm Bolters and are also debuffing things as they kill, so they're going to want to target something soft like the Eldar stuff, Dire Avengers and Banshees, to try and get kills, rack up kills and stack those debuffs. Here come the Paladins. How do you stop them? Stone Guard Veterans with their Vengeance Shroud loaded in. Good damage versus vehicles and super heavy infantry, which is what Paladins are. Oh, there's a little Nurgle Shrine there to help out. Nothing worshipping it though, so they can't reinforce off it. 280, 139, Avatar of Cain on the field for maximumbk, who has a really strong and powerful army right now. Has kept everything alive, I think. Oh, apart from the Shuriken Cannon, which he lost in tier 1. The Falcon has been absolutely superb. Up to level 3 with the energy field. I think took some friendly fire then from a Wraithguard shot. Now they've got a new dimension to deal with, the Avatar. And that's what it can do for Eldar. A lot of the time you're dealing with lots of shooty stuff, and then all of a sudden you've got an Avatar in your face. Can make a massive difference. Same deal with Seer Council. But look at the Avatar, it's given suppression immunity to all of this stuff. And that is pretty crazy. So they give it to those Banshees. And of course friendly Nob Squad if they're around. And it's got double Nob Squad on the way. Vinghow. Not looking good for the blue team in my opinion. When they do have a Land Raider, they do have Terminators, they do have Predators on the way, Chaos Terminators also, but this red team army is looking pretty awesome on this side, with the Falcon supporting everything with reinforcement, the Avatar supporting everything with suppression immunity. I think it does something else as well, this buff. Maybe damage reduction or damage buff or something. And double Nob Squad alongside Warboss buffs. That can be some crazy synergy. We're getting a trophy rack on the Warboss too. Las Cannon getting shots on the Avatar. Everything piling in. Stick bombs thrown. 253 to 128. Let's see it kick off here. Uh-oh. Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators are going to rip through that Nob Squad, but is that too much for them to handle? I think it is. Dark Reapers getting shots on those Chaos Terminators, shredding their health down really quickly, but here comes the Great Unclean One. Cloud of Flies goes off. Massive engagement here. Avatar's going to go down, I think. Wow. Took a hell of a lot of damage from the las cannons and should get chased down, surely. Is he going to live? Is it going to live? No, it does not live. The Predator tank getting one more shot in there, and that could be a real game-changing moment right there. Taking down the Avatar as pretty much as soon as it appeared. Did very little apart from draw fire. Brand Clean One doing some work. 221 to 128. Good engagement for the blue team. Really good engagement for the blue team. Did they take it? They took one model off the Nob Squad. How much does it cost to reinforce Nobs? Probably quite expensive. The Warboss now has the heavy armor. Plus 900 hit points. Mental. He's up over 2,000 at level 7. Land with a Crusader now. Dropped in by Rostam. Hell of a lot of red spent on cooldowns. Paladins with marked target on them, teleporting back to the Land Raider. They can reinforce off it and of course get some health and energy regen. They just ducked inside it there. 205 to 126. Stormtroopers on decapping duty. Can be really hard to deal with Grey Knights once they start ramping up into tier 3. And Eldar support again. This Falcon doing a fantastic job for his team. Some really good Falcon usage by maximumbk level for this thing now. Las Cannon's getting shots in. And there's missile launcher tactical marines too. Going to be suppressed by the Land Raider Crusader. There it is. And Wraith Guard and Dark Creepers piling in. But the Falcon might go down just as I say. How good it's been. It's taken down by missile tactical marines, las cannon and a las cannon Predator. Another Avatar on the way for maximumbk. The Paladins now fully reinforced, fighting a Great and Clean One. Oh, and Lightning Claw Chaos Terminators. Now they turn their attention to this Land Raider. Can they take it down? What's going on west side? Orks pushing against the Land Raider here. Predator tank getting shots in from the side. Where is the... There's the Frag Assault. There it is. Frenzy does not protect you from knockback. But they're not taking any damage because of the Frenzy. And Land Raider backs the hell off. And Red Team are going to take that side. Meanwhile, the Land Raider Crusader did go down from the Lightning Claw Terminators and the Great and Clean One as expected. Did not survive that assault. Paladins do survive though, and they're backing off. I like the way each model looks different on the Paladins. Got one with the banner, one with this thing, and one with like Apothecary gear on the top of it kind of thing. Pretty cool. Nice little touch. Avatar on the field for maximumbk. Avatar number 2. Great Cornholio getting some heretics on the field to worship his Great and Clean One and of course his Chaos Terminators. Might win another shrine up perhaps, although the Land Raider Redeemer is still around, so I guess it's a waste of resources. More heals is always good. More heals. He still has the Blight Grenades up, this guy. Does he still have Fetid? Does have Fetid. He's at level 6 though, so he's done well, up over 1,000 hit points with Pestilent Strike and stuff. Las Cannon gets a shot after it. Oh, before it gets wiped out, I was going to say, but it lives. Level 2 Devastators. And that level 2 might have saved them there. Great and Clean One taking shots from Dark Creepers now. Uses Cloud of Flies, which does hit the Banshees down. He needs to keep those Banshees away from the rest of his army so it doesn't spread, and he does do so. Banshees have found some tactical marines to chop up, their favourite hobby. I hear an Eldritch. Where is it? There it is. On Cornholio's army. Pretty devastating. Wiped out some Havocs that he had, I think. No. Those are Plague Marines I was seeing, and they're still around. Avatar's not going to last long against Lightning Claw Terminators. Down it goes again. Neither of the Avatars lasting long. Oh, but down go the Chaos Terminators. Yes, they do. That was a trade. Avatar for Chaos Terminators, I guess. Here come the Paladins again for another round. They do have the Liber Demonica. I've not seen them use Holy Grounds. I'm sure they've used it. Oh, they're using their teleport offensively. That is really risky. Look how deep they are in enemy territory. They can use... oh, there's Ward from the Brother Captain. They can use the Holy Grounds to facilitate an escape. There's a pretty awesome model on this staff. Look at that. 150 to 94. Paladin's gone all the way into base almost. And we are the hammer helping him out with some speed buffing action. 138, 94. Blue team capping the west side. Cornholio down to a great and clean one. And Plague Marines right now. Level 3 Plague Marines. 24, 20 hit points. Holy crap. What does he get now? He doesn't have any resources. Level 7 Plague Champion retreating all the way back to the Land Raider Redeemer here, which has been repaired by double scouts. Can you get shotguns for scouts after they've already got the snipers? Because of double knobs, that might be an idea. How well have they done, the scouts? What level are they? Level 2, level 2. So they've shot some stuff up, for sure. Vindicare Assassin still on the field. I haven't kept an eye on what the hell this guy's been doing. He's level 2. Has his chameleon stealth suit. Not sure if he has his extended operations thing. Is that what it's called? The upgrader gives him more health. He's at 357, so I don't think he has it. It gives plus 125 health, I think. Black Grenades goes off. Plague Champion went down, but should be able to get revived there. Down goes a tank. The Knob Squads just looked at it funny and it was destroyed. That's an orbital, I guess. No, Land Raider Crusader being dropped in. Not on orbital at all. Talk about instantaneous support on the field. Oh, more Chaos Terminators from Cornholio. What does he do with them this time, though? Something to be said for Lightning Claws again. Oh, but he's gone for the Reaper Autocannon. Going after the Land Raider Crusader, and Plague Marines are taking shots on it. Great and Clean, which has done really well. Now waddling into combat. Massive engagement on this west side. 108 to 80. Double fire prisms now for maximum BK, and that could be absolutely vital. Knocking things off caps and stuff. Crusaders lost a hell of a lot of hit points already. Las Cannon is getting shots. Plague Marines are getting shots. Note that the snaring effect from the Las Cannon and the Plague Marines does not stack. Otherwise, that thing would be not moving right now. It's going to go down. Reaper Autocannon, I think, finishes it off. No, I believe it was the Predator tank that finished it. And down goes that Land Raider Crusader. We've seen super units drop all over the gaff here. 2 avatars go down. That's 2 Land Raider Crusaders going down. We've seen Lightning Claw Terminators go down. Unelmat still has his Terminators with their Assault Cannon. Whole bunch of piercing damage. Here we see the Plague Champion dropping his Pestilence Strike. And a whole bunch of Orks moving in again. Down goes that Fire Prisoner, getting way too close to this Space Marine stuff. Still out of control. Where's the other one at? There it is. 62 to 80, 2 to 1 for red team. Blue team do get a decap though, and there's an orbital. Not sure who that was from. I'm guessing Jamona from the looks of their red. Wow, it's all kicking off again. Knob Squad coming in to assault the Land Raider Redeemer. That's the frag assault there. Oh, they turn to engage the Great and Clean one. Why did you do that? I guess they think they can finish it off. I would have gone for the Land Raider then, definitely. But they might be able to get this Great and Clean one down and then retreat. And they do. And that's going to level them up. Give them a whole bunch of XP. This Knob Squad at level 4 with 5,551 hit points. Holy crap. Great and Clean one to explode. Healing allies and damaging enemies. Oh, Paladin's getting way too close to stuff and go down. There's Holy Grounds, way too late. Now red team kind of on the ropes. Rostam can't really support a huge amount. He does still have the Vindicare. Is it? Oh, this is a new Vindicare. Yeah, because he's level 1 and doesn't have any upgrades. 59 to 74. What is this? Oh, the warps for Exarch capping. Might see a lot of that going forward now as red team try to keep pace with blue team in terms of VPs. Or rather, keep their lead. Terminators from Jamona with a Cyclone missile launcher. Does he finish the cap? Not quite. The cap is good though. And now where's he gone? Oh, he's still there. Lost the indicator for him. Oh, goes down. Took a las cannon to the jawline. Cornholio floating quite a lot. I guess he's going for a Phobos or another Great and Clean one now. Or maybe he's just waiting for more Terminators. It's like a 5-minute cooldown or something. Maybe even longer than that. Predator tank almost level 3. Done really well for Unelmat with that twin link las cannon. Stick bombs chucking in some bombs. Wow. Actually doing a hell of a lot of damage to those Terminators there. Land Raider has been key. And there's a beacon also. Holy crap, how do you assault this? Do you even bother assaulting this, or do you go mid? It might be time for red team to just take everything mid. Nob squad tearing through a Devastator las cannon. Don't quite finish it off though. They do take down the beacon, but the... Oh, do they? Plague Champion actually helping out those knobs a little bit with some damage reduction with the Pestilent Strike, but they do retreat out there. 59 to 43. Not a huge deal losing your beacon when you have a Land Raider. It's time to push mid, red team. I think it's time to push mid. Double Fire Prisms again from maximumbk. What is Rostam going to do with all his resources? He's floating like crazy. I guess he's going to get more paladins at some point. Leveling up, the brother captain is level 5, has Blessed Aegis and the Unending Purge. Awesome name for a thing. Oh, switching out to the Nemesis Vortex. Blessed Aegis going to be replaced. Could be pretty good. A little bit fiddly to use, but micro is rewarded. You have to throw it out and then control the Vortex while you're also trying to control the rest of your forces. But it can be awesome. With a speed debuff into an explosion of death. Rostam has lost something else. What did he lose? Can't even remember. Down to 2 units. 59 to 9. Rostam, you've got to get something on the field with your resources, fella. That's crazy. Red team are pushing the mid. Rostam's called in something. I guess it's Paladins. There we go. It is Paladins. Since you can't call in the Terminators, there is the Ward. Getting an Incinerator immediately. Looks like. Not a Psy Cannon, which is usually what you see them get. Most Grey Knight players, or Ordo Malleus players I should say, will try and use them as a kind of dedicated anti-vehicle if they can. But they've gone for the Incinerator. And red team are capping here. 59 to 9. 2-to-1 cap for red. Venerable Dreadnought dropped in. Let's see what kind of impact that can have from Unelmat. Had its power cost increased to 100 in 2.5, a pretty big increase. Doubled in fact, it was 50. Smack, there's the Emperor's Fist. Might get shot down by the Fire Prism, but we'll see what havoc it can reap. Or wreak, I should say, before then. 41 to 9. Blue team have the west side sewn up. It's all about this mid. And Paladins might go down immediately here. He's keeping them in play. You might be saying retreat, retreat, or teleport away, but he needs to stay here. They lose this VP, it's over. Looks like they are going to lose it. That's an Eldritch, though. Wiping out one of the Terminator models. 2 of them, yes. But blue team should be able to retake and sew up this game. But what is this? Oh, Nurgle nuke on this west side. Killed some shooter boys, but they do get away. The Nob squad's using Frenzy to try and avoid this damage, and these guys just standing around and capping in the middle of a nuke. Down goes the Venerable Dreadnought. That was kind of expected. 31 to 9. Single cap for red. Blue team now making it a 1-to-1. I thought it was all over. Paladins live even. Now some interceptors on the way. Kind of a rarely seen unit for the Ordo Malleus. Seems like most players haven't really found a place for them yet. They usually want tier 3 and the heavy hitters Interceptors are pretty cool though. Teleporting squad with side cannons. Sounds pretty damn useful. Can also get grenades and a Justicar. The Justicar unfortunately does not have a side cannon. He has a melee weapon. So often you'll see him not purchased. Does give them the Furious Intervention teleport though. Down goes a Fire Prism. 18-7. GG says Rostam. Doesn't have time to contest any of the VPs right now. And we're going to see the countdown to victory for blue team. And there it is. Pretty hectic stuff on Esta Province. Apothecary hitting level 9 with customized Stormbolter, Armor the Apothecarian, and improved medical equipment. Plague Champion level 10. That's what I like to see. 1654 hit points. Did have the Armor of Pestilence at the end, but kept the Black Grenades all game. Unelmat, Techmarine level 8, Plasma Gun Signum. Warboss was also level 8, up to 2194 hit points. Holy crap. Trophy rack at the end, of course. Orks for the Exarch with Power Blades and stuff, level 6. And a Brother Captain, the Nemesis Warding Staff. And Nemesis Vortex, but I didn't see go off at level 7. Oh, the Nurgle Predator at the end as well. There we go, guys. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. And I'll see you next time.